Hello and welcome to this video. In today's video, I have a new piece of music for you called Cool Breeze. It's a bit more of a jazzy experience. We're going to be having a look at how to play grace notes in awkward positions in both hands. We're also going to be having a look at how to count triplets more effectively. If you would like to download the music, you'll find it linked for free in the description. If you enjoyed today's video and the piece of music, please feel free to like this video and subscribe below. First of all, I'll play the music for you so you can hear what we're going to be doing. Try and pay attention to the way my fingers are placed and also the rhythms in the music. We'll be practicing these together a little bit later on. Here then is Cool Breeze. So the piece itself then is based loosely on the scale and key of B flat major. There are a few alterations to this key though, so although it has its two flats as we can see in the circle of fifths, it has a whole host of other things going on too, which make it feel a lot more jazzy. Let's start at the beginning of the piece then. We have an awkward corner to manage here. We have a single G, followed by the grace note A, and then the chord up here of B flat, C and E flat. Now in order to press these keys, we might start with our thumb and then try to press the remaining keys up here like this. That's one way of approaching the idea of this chord and grace note. It works quite well and allows us to transition here. An alternative I was experimenting with is placing the second finger over the top and the thumb underneath. This also works. And I quite like that one too. Either way though, we need to talk about how the grace note itself can be added to the front of the chord without causing a lump. What we don't want to hear with this particular style of playing is something which feels very lumpy at the beginning, like this, where the grace note is super heavy, very long, and not particularly jazzy. So in order to help with this, we're going to use the technique of playing all of the notes at once. Here is the A, the B flat, the C, and the E flat all at the same time. Then, as I press all four of them, I'm going to slightly try and beat the other three with the A, and lift as I press. And this can help to start the process almost at the opposite end. Instead of trying to increase the speed of an A followed by the chord, we're actually starting with everything together and separating them out very slightly together, then get the A a little bit ahead and lift until it starts coming clearer. Now, as I've mentioned previously, if you practice this a little bit too much, you'll end up being tense and it will get harder and harder and worse instead of better. So listen to the sound. You'll notice at some point that's the best one I've had for a while. Okay, let's give it a little rest and try something else. But once you do get into the right place with this, you can start feeling the right type of sounds coming out. You can practice just a little bit and get that consistency to build over time. And that brings us neatly on to our second grace note, the left hand F to G. This can be very awkward because the little finger is doing all of the work. But again, the same technique applies. Put the two notes down together and then lift the F. And you'll start hearing the separation. If you can then start edging the F in slightly ahead, you can gradually build up your confidence with that one too. So in summary, grace notes can often be better practiced by starting with the two things together and then gradually separating them out, rather than separate and then adding them together to get them quicker and quicker, which seldom works out for the best. The other part for us to tackle then are the triplets in this piece. There are crotchet triplets. This is where we have 3 crotchets in the space of 2, like this. In this piece there are lots of triplets, and just occasionally some crotchets to play, such as in the second bar. So it won't take too much counting, hopefully, to get these triplets in the right place. What we're going to do is to split every bar into 6 crotchets, and effectively count this with 6 in a bar. So we could take the first bar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and apply that timing then over the other bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Triplets must be even, and you can accent them in this case with the groups of 3 as indicated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this will help. Triplets often can get a little bit distorted, so we must make sure that there's 6 evenly spaced notes in a row. As we look through the piece then, shifting back and forth just those couple of times will be the tricky part. In the second bar we have this rhythm, 1, 2, 3, and then we've got to switch over into standard crotchets. So we'll have to judge that from the beginning in the same way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and that should really help us get that speed. 1, 2, 3, 4. Combining that with our 6 takes a little practice and experience, and pieces like this will help you to get a feel for how that works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can tell that the notes are in time because I can hear in my mind that the 2 things I'm playing are evenly spaced. Keep that the same, and then I'll count 6 the next time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we'll try it with 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you can just practice going back and forth without having to play anything, counting in 4, counting in 6, until you feel confident to switch with the notes themselves. And that will help you then get those rhythms correct. Of course, it's not just going to work if you do it a few times as I have there. You'll need to spend a lot of time practicing in many different pieces and different situations. But I hope this gives you an idea of some techniques you can use for working out triplet speeds and not ending up with guesswork. So as we move through the rest of the piece then, there are some other awkward corners with the notes to press. We have these lovely melodies. And then another grace note. And you can hear that consistency again there. Just have to keep practicing in order to build it up. Now, the style of this piece then is characterized by its cool feeling. And as I play through, I'm listening out for when I need to flow a little quicker, when I need to ebb and sort of slow down a little bit with the piece. I haven't written any phrase marks on for this piece. I wanted you to interpret this yourself. Do you want to push a little bit harder on the descending lines? Or do you want to draw them in? And then push forward? It's entirely up to you. So I do hope you've enjoyed today's video talking about grace notes and triplets. If there's any other topics you would like to see discussed and any other pieces and examples you'd like provided for those topics, please let me know in the comments below and I'll do my best. If today's video has helped you, please feel free to like this video and to subscribe to the channel below. Thanks very much and enjoy your journey. So the piece itself then is loosed basely. So the piece itself then is loose.